Hi, welcome to Contemporary Tarot. I'm Madeline, and in this session I'm going to talk a little bit about retiring a deck. This video is inspired by a suggestion by one of my subscribers, William. Hi, William. Thank you. And yeah, he asked thoughts about retiring a deck. And so yeah, okay, first off, a caveat here. I'm not especially sentimental about tarot decks. I use the same style of deck each time, and I usually go through deck about every 10 months to a year. And I will retire a deck when corners begin to get bent, and then I always feel like that might affect whether that certain card is going to be at a disadvantage or advantage in landing in a reading. I had one deck that I used so often that actually it expanded and got almost fluffy because the cards had gotten so worn and it became difficult to shuffle. How I retire a deck is I put it in order. I start with the Fool and go through it, and then I go all the way and stack into Ace of Pentacles, and then I wrap it in a piece of fabric and I put it in a closet, and then move on to the next deck. If you desire more ritual, there are options. You can bury your deck, you can burn it. Sometimes that's kind of nice just because you're sort of releasing the energy and all the secrets and the ideas that that deck has been, in a sense, witness to. Actually, though, the world has changed from last week to this week, so one thing to think about, instead of burying or burning a deck, things might be less available, and somewhere down the line you might not always be able to get a new deck. So maybe in the interest of hanging on to stuff, throw it in a closet and hang on to it. And more perspective on this is, remember that a deck is not anything but laminated cardstock. The stories on the pictures are what's important. I kind of draw the parallel of like sheet music. A tarot deck is sheet music. It's not the music itself. A deck is the same thing. You're the music. Your interpretation. That's what's important. A deck is just paper with pictures on it. So we tend to get attached to decks. And so as you move on to a new deck, if you want, hang on to the deck, put it in a closet. They don't take up much room. But I think you'll find that your emotions and your connection will then transfer to the new deck. There's some people that collect many different styles of decks, and then you have a wonderful collection. So even if it gets worn, put it away, because then they might call out to you later, oh, I want to use the Aquarian deck or something like that. Or you might have someone in your life that you think would be suited as wanting that particular deck. So again, it's just a thing. The story that comes out, that it's telling, that's what's important. When I was talking to my husband about making this video, he quoted Mr. T, and Mr. T said, "Don't cry anything that can't cry over you." So do whatever you feel is right with the deck. Put it away, move on to a new one. But you're the important part. It's the stories, it's the images, it's the metaphors, it's the journey. I am getting quite philosophical. Thank you so much. I hope this helps. Thanks for subscribing, visiting. I'll see you soon.